Albert?
It's unfortunate that the fans of the MMA Rundown didn't get their appropriate goodbye.
We never got a chance to say goodbye to you guys.
We really didn't get a chance to say goodbye to the product or to each other, and we felt like we owed you guys better than that.
Yeah.
But we're not done.
No. Not by a long shot.
No.
Drew Shannon, Albert Cameron, we're still going to be bringing you MMA action.
We're too good at what we do, and our fans are just too supportive to let that go.
Exactly.
So the good news is the MMA Rundown is not done.
No.
The brand is not finished.
So we're not saying goodbye.
No. We will be launching on YouTube. We're not sure of the schedule yet, but we wanted to tell you guys that the MMA Rundown is not done whatsoever.
Right.
And in addition to the MMA Rundown, we're actually going to be bringing sister programming for the MMA Rundown, Cage Nation TV. So what you want to do right now is you want to get your subscriptions to the MMA Rundown YouTube channel ready, and you want to get the subscription to the Cage Nation TV YouTube channel that you're watching this video on right now. Most importantly, thank you guys very much for your support. We're looking forward to bringing you guys a lot more MMA content.
Stay tuned. We will be back.
Let's go. Welcome to the Cage Nation. Welcome to the Cage Nation. Welcome to the Cage Nation. No one can drop us, no one can stop us.
We are the warriors.
No one can top us, no one can rock us.
We are the warriors.
No one can drop us, no one can stop us.
We are the warriors.
No one can top us, no one can rock us.
We are the warriors.
Have you ever feared this happening? Or been annoyed when something like this has happened? One product can fix that. Secure Connect. Secure Connect keeps a retaining force against the plug, keeping it secured into the wall. You simply place each half of Secure Connect behind the plate, clip them around your cord, and push the yoke against the plug. That's it. You can use Secure Connect almost anywhere. Secure Connect provides the security you need with plugged-in electrical devices, and Secure Connect has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of quality. Every home in America needs Secure Connect. Order yours today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your elected official, Albert Cameron. Beside me, as always, the Prime Minister of Seoul, Drew Shannon.
What?
The Prime Minister of Seoul.
Elected official?
I'm the elected. We're talking in the Cage Nation. We are addressing the Cage Nation right now.
We are addressing the Cage Nation. We hold no political office. It's the Cage Nation that rules the MMA world.
Well, that is very true.
What's up, folks? It's Drew Shannon. It's Albert Cameron. We're back, as we promised. And this is the all-new Cage Nation.
I think we want to go ahead and put it out first and foremost, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I know when we released the comeback video, a lot of folks were very, very happy. They were ecstatic, and thank you guys for all that support. The guys who like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You guys are amazing. You guys are the Cage Nation.
All right, and much like we did in the past, we're going to be bringing you the latest news in MMA, national, international, and local. And it's not just going to be confined to one organization. We're going to be talking about everything locally MMA.
Let's put it out there. The news got kind of stale on the other guy.
Right.
Now we've developed an editing system where it's going to be much more fresh. The news is going to be much more current. The age of technology, right?
Exactly. The age of technology, if that's how you want to put it. Sure. Okay. All right, coming up, what do we have coming up?
We got
you wrote the script. I have no clue.
Coming up, we got the Cage Nation TV Newsreel. All that news and notes that you guys love. It's coming at you live.
All right, stick around. This is Cage Nation TV.
It's time for another edition of Cage Nation TV Newsreel, spanning the globe to bring you the latest news in MMA. The premium cable channel Showtime is looking to get back into MMA programming. The XFC was looking to make a run at getting their fights on the channel. News sources are claiming the Showtime has now turned their sights to the Invicta FC promotion. To those who are new to Invicta, the promotion is completely founded on women's MMA. Could a partnership with Showtime propel Invicta onto a more level fighting ground with the UFC? What kind of illegal substance costs $135,000? Answer, whatever Pat Bam Bam Healy was on. Healy's victory over Jim Miller was overturned after post-fight drug tests revealed marijuana in his system. In accordance with UFC policy, and being that he did not officially win the fight, the St. Louis native has to return his win bonus, the win purse, and submission of the night bonus paid out by the UFC. That, my friends, is a lot of money to burn. Speaking of fire, is it the back burner for Big Country? Uncertainty is running amok surrounding the UFC 160 fight between Mark Hunt and Cain Valasquez. Roy Nelson, who's been named the replacement for Mark Hunt if needed, doesn't know what's going on either. Mark Hunt is confident that he'll be able to obtain the visa required for him to come to the United States from New Zealand to fight Cain Valasquez, and if he cannot, Roy Nelson will fight. Three men have no certain idea who's fighting who, and UFC 160 is right around the corner. There's one thing we are certain of. Rowdy Bec Hyatt is reporting that she has signed the bout agreement to fight Japanese fighter Mizuki Inoue at Invicta Fighting Championship 6. Hyatt, who has been a huge presence on the internet and a rising star in women's MMA, has gone on record to say that she's looking to obtain Inoue's number 10 ranking. That's all for this week's Cage Nation TV newsreel, spanning the globe for the latest news about MMA from your region.
Live June 22nd, 2013, Rocco's Pizzeria presents World Cage Fighting Championship 6. Experience mixed martial arts live at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena in Greensburg, PA, as Caleb Ball meets UFC veteran Corey Hill in a showdown for the WCC title. This card is stacked and tickets start at just $35. Log on to www.wccmma.com to buy your seats and be there live. For more information, call 570-778-6215. Rocco's Pizzeria, the pound-for-pound Kings of Pizza presents World Cage Fighting Championship 6, live June 22nd.
Welcome back to Cage Nation TV. What do we got now for him, Albert?
Well, we're a big fan of segments, right? The whole show.
Love segments.
The reason you guys are here because you want to know essentially what we think, and we want to know what you think. So I thought it'd be fun to do a thumbs up or thumbs down segment, kind of like we're like Roman emperors. Do these athletes, do they get to live, or not so much? Right. So this week's thumbs up or thumbs down is going to be on crossover athletes who were in different sports, and now we're in our sports, who are now under the scrutiny of the Cage Nation.
Let's go to it. All right. Let's kick it off with Brock Lesnar. He's a Paul Heyman guy.
Yes, he is.
So we give him thumbs up or thumbs down, Albert?
What do you think?
Was it a good transition from professional wrestler to football player to MMA UFC champ?
I'm giving Brock Lesnar.
I have to give him thumbs up on that.
The fact of the matter is, the guy comes into the UFC with no amateur experience.
None.
Because in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to fight so many amateur fights before you can go pro.
Right.
Brock Lesnar did not do that. He did not fight amateur fights. He walks right into the UFC, loses to Frank Mir, but he says, you know what? No, I'm going to get back and get at it. He beats Randy Couture. Brock Lesnar stops the natural Randy Couture. You and I watched that fight on pay-per-view.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. The man goes and completely steamrolls Randy Couture. Anyone who can do that, thumbs up in my opinion.
And now he's back in pro wrestling, so he's made that transition. So
he's practically the modern day Ken Shamrock. Because Shamrock was in professional wrestling, went to mixed martial arts, went back to wrestling, and now he's waiting for that phone call from Albert Cameron for that phone interview.
Yeah. There's a restraining order in place, I think. All right, Jose Canseco, baseball player. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Jose Canseco tried to get involved in one of the Japanese mixed martial arts organizations where they did those spectacle fights.
Right.
He wasn't fighting anybody of any real. He wasn't getting any points for beating this guy, even if he did win. And I believe Jose Canseco lost. My fact checkers, I know you guys are out there. Am I right or wrong? Jose Canseco didn't do anything for the good of the sport. Him being in mixed martial arts did not bring us any benefit.
Him being in mixed martial arts is like maybe Danny Bonaducci, boxing ring, taking right. You know, the celebrity. It didn't do anything in the sport of boxing, obviously. Jose Canseco
I'm not afraid of talk about extending your career. Question is Butterbean getting a thumbs up? Thumbs down? Mount Cameron? He's getting a thumbs up. That guy was never scheduled to fight anybody at the time. He was in the Yama pit fight, which a lot of the guys in the Yama pit fight don't claim that proudly. He did. He went in there and fought. He fought in Japan a lot. He fought in Pride. Butterbean has done a lot of good things. He's gotten there and he's fought new guys. I think we're all better off with Butterbean being in this sport.
Yama pit fight, isn't it?
Straight. It be the physical, then it be the metaphysical. That was some metafucking physical shit.
You know, like he was letting a lot of boxers do. I think Floyd Mayweather even did it once or twice. He's just in there like, I can walk in there and I can school any of you. James Toney did not. He drew Randy the Natural Couture as his one and only fight. You know what Randy's game plan was? I need to preface this with Randy was a boxer in the Army. Randy Couture went and he was a Golden Gloves boxer in the Army. So, was his plan to stand up? Absolutely not. Randy Couture is a wrestler. Randy Couture took James Toney down so incredibly fast, punched him in the face for wasting his time, and ended the fight, and that was James Toney's UFC career. So, thumbs down.
All right, Rulon Gardner, amateur wrestler.
I think we're all on board with the save wrestling for the 2020 Olympics. Mm-hmm. I know I am. I think
I am.
Olympic wrestling is a staple. It is probably the oldest sport in the Olympics. Exactly. And the fact that they're taking it out is just, it's atrocious. So, you know, we are all on board with saving wrestling for the 2020 Olympics. Rulon Gardner, he went to Pride. Very heavy-handed. He punches incredibly hard. Frank Trigg said about how naturally hard he punches. He didn't fight a whole lot after Pride, but the fights he fought were not spectacle fights. He wasn't fighting Zulahino or the Giant Silva. He was actually fighting quality guys, so thumbs up.
All right. And let's see. Who do we have next? Bob Sapp, football player.
Bob Sapp got punched. Bob Sapp got punched in the face by Crow Cop so hard that he cried. And I think we've talked about that before. Bob Sapp got hit so hard that he cried. But Bob Sapp also is one of the more recognizable faces in mixed martial arts, especially in the Far East. The people over in Japan and Asia, they absolutely love Bob Sapp. And those people are buying tickets. They're putting their butts in seats. So Bob Sapp has essentially done good things for MMA. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right, and finally, Herschel Walker from the world of football.
See, I had a hard time with Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker hasn't stepped in any big cages. Right. He didn't fight for the UFC, but he did fight for King of the Cage. And King of the Cage, I think he was involved in the Pro Elite stuff. Herschel Walker, he didn't ride his football name because we could have very well seen all over ESPN, football player Herschel Walker stepping into MMA and make it look like a spectacle, and he didn't do that.
Sure.
He went out there, he trained, he fought hard, and I believe he's still fighting, and I think it's good. Thumbs up.
All right, there you go. There's your thumbs up, thumbs down. Coming up, more of Cage Nation TV. We're going to be talking about Corey Hill as he's been fighting in the independent leagues as of late and what the future holds for him. Stick around. You're watching Cage Nation TV. Welcome back to Cage Nation TV. Drew Shannon, Albert Cameron. Let's talk about Corey Hill.
Let's talk about Corey Hill. Corey Hill drew the main event for WCC6, which him and I will be there.
We will be there.
We're going to be where our favorite spot in an event is. We're going to be cage up. We're going to be calling fights.
Now, that's June 22nd, correct?
June 22nd at the Nevins Arena in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Get your tickets now.
Where can they go to get tickets?
That's a very good question. We'll get that information to him up on the screen. And we just ran the WCC commercial. So all that information is available to you guys. We'll actually get it down here on the screen for you guys. Corey the Real Deal Hill has probably the record of the worst sports injury in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, if you've seen it, I mean, you could probably look it up on YouTube.
Corey Hill leg break.
Corey Hill leg break.
Not that I've seen it over and over again.
After you watch, I mean, if you need to pause us for a second and watch it and then come back to us, go ahead. But I highly recommend you just wait until after we're done.
Correct.
Maybe we can even throw up a picture of the injury on cam.
Let's do that.
All right, let's do that. Okay, there it was. Yeah, the worst MMA injury suffered in MMA. I mean, no doubt.
Actually,
but he's got the heart of a champion.
Oh, I got my nipple pinched when Corey Hill tried to explain how bad that felt, and then I felt bad. But it's Corey Hill, and I'm not.
Corey Hill pinched your nipple
when we interviewed him when he fought at CDMMA 5.
Why do I not remember him pinching your nipple?
I'll never forget it.
I'm sure you won't.
It's kind of like this. Right.
So Corey Hill checks the leg. He got dropped from the UFC. The UFC, they do like you lose 2 fights, you get dropped.
Right.
It's standard procedure. Did Corey Hill take it on the chin? Absolutely not. That is not how Corey the Real Deal Hill operates. He went out there, he got involved in as many local fights as possible, including CDMMA 5, which his fight with Daryl Madison is easily the most controversial fight in the Altoona Center region ever.
That was definitely controversial. I mean,
there's only one other fight that I think that was nearly as controversial, which was Roy versus Howard.
Yeah.
But I still think Hill versus Madison, number 1.
Well, you almost had both camps going at each other. I mean, you almost had, not just the 2 guys in the cage fighting, but after it was all said and done, you almost had the seconds, the managers, everybody almost coming to blows. And it was, oh my God.
Our friend Bill, and we love you dearly, big guy. You know when Bill gets up and has to stand between 2 guys, it's going to get serious.
Yeah.
And that's when we knew, hey, red alert, things are going on. Corey Hill was a class act about it. He was like, hey, that's my choke, that's the way the fight ended, that's just the way it's going to be. So from complete devastation, Corey Hill gets picked up on the XFC cards. And I think Corey Hill is one of the bigger star names that the XFC's had. And XFC is enjoying so much success right now. Nick Newell, who was involved in the XFC, Hotsauce Holtzman, Dwan Dirty South Owens, because we know him pretty good too.
Yeah,
we talked with Dwan Owens
from Complete Devastation.
Absolutely. So Corey Hill has really made the XFC stock and these local fights more valuable because one, Corey Hill can deliver,
right?
And Corey Hill's taking these smaller independent cards and he's making them bigger. I still maintain that I think XFC's going to be number 2 if they aren't already, and they're at a couple years they're going to be big contenders because they get guys like Corey Hill that are fighting on their cards.
All right. You think Corey Hill might make it up to UFC again?
I can't imagine why he wouldn't. Corey Hill's not that old.
Right.
And he's such a unique physical specimen because he's fighting at 170. He was fighting at 155 before. And the guy is 6'4". I have never seen anyone make this guy look short at all.
I honestly, and maybe we can throw that pick up too.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I stood next to Corey Hill, I felt like the shortest guy in the room. And it's not often that happens. I mean, maybe the occasional Penn State football player that I've met has dwarfed, I've been dwarfed by. But Corey Hill, yeah, tall guy, nice guy, and looking for great things from him down the road.
Well, speaking of him being a nice guy, Corey Hill did not carry himself like a guy who fought in the UFC.
Right.
You'd expect a guy like that to walk around and be like, I am the baddest MFer in this room right now.
Right.
And he wasn't like that. He was very professional. Hey guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting me. Guys like that get places because they're very professional. Their professionalism goes a long way.
Exactly.
So that's my take on Corey Hill. If you haven't seen Corey Hill fight, this summer is your summer. WCC 6, Greensburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to get the information to you. You get in there and you see those fights. Corey Hill is fighting Caleb Ball in the main event. I'm excited.
June 22nd, do not miss it. And we'll have information,
totally,
as we said, about that fight. And we may even have the fight itself.
Well, Cage Nation TV is actually going to be doing the countdown episode. So we're going to be doing a countdown episode completely dedicated to what you're going to see at WCC6. From where we're standing, we're actually in a State College studio now. From State College, we are only 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Greensburg.
Right.
2 hours is nothing. I've seen people travel. Oh, geez, I traveled how far to see Springsteen, and I would do it again. Coming up on Cage Nation, we're going to close it up with the Cameron perspective. If you liked What's Eating Albert Cameron, you're in for it.
That's coming up next on Cage Nation TV. Welcome back to Cage Nation TV. It's time now for the Cameron perspective.
You remember what What's Eating Albert Cameron was like?
Yes, I do.
Remember how mad I used to get?
And because of that,
yeah. Well, actually, what the Cameron perspective is not being angry, because we spend too much time being angry. The Cameron perspective is taking things we love about the sport, and we're going to highlight it. We're going to bring the positive things to it. Today's Cameron perspective, we're talking about Nick Newell, the one-arm fighter who is no longer with the XFC. He was recently stripped of his title because he wouldn't fight Hotsauce Holtzman. Yeah, that is terrible, because we would have liked to have seen that fight. Nick Newell and Hotsauce were two incredible fighters. It would have been an incredible fight, but now we don't get to see that. Whether it is because Newell purposely ducked the fight because he thought he'd lose, or because he has other things coming up. But what we do get is, we get a new opportunity for Holtzman to fight someone else who's willing to get in there and fight. I don't know what Nick Newell's motivations were. Only Nick Newell will know that. But what's new for Nick Newell is, Nick Newell's going to get to do other things. Is he going to get to fight for other promotions? Absolutely. He wants to go to the UFC. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know, but I'm pulling for him. If a guy like Nick Newell can get in the UFC, that means everybody has a chance, even though Dana White has said never. And we've come to know that when Dana White says never, it never really means never. So these good fights are coming. Nick Newell's got big things coming up his way. Great things are going to happen. For the XFC, I'm looking forward to see who they put in the cage with Hotsauce Holtzman. Again, that is going to be an incredible fight. Hotsauce Holtzman is going to have a new motivation to fight. His opponent's going to have a brand new opportunity that he didn't have before. So even though Nick Newell versus Hotsauce Holtzman is going to happen, the Cameron perspective is there are good things coming along the way. Hotsauce will fight. Nick Newell will find a new opportunity. Jersky, come on back.
Cool.
You thought I was going to scream me out, didn't you?
I thought you were.
You thought I was going to throw things.
I thought you were going to just freak out.
No. Cage Nation TV gets a brand new bag.
Wow. Mellowed you out.
A little bit. I'm sure someone's going to eat up with Cameron.
Always does. That's going to do it for the inaugural edition of Cage Nation TV. We hope you guys enjoyed yourself. We'll be back again, next week?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to have more news, more notes. You can follow us on Twitter at Cage Nation TV, and you can also visit our website, cagenationtv.com. Is there any other ways they can get a hold of us?
Well, you're watching on YouTube, so you can always leave us a YouTube comment in the section below. Tell us what you guys thought. We're never going to improve unless you guys tell us. And we always want to hear from the guys at Cage Nation. I am the elected official, Albert Cameron, the Prime Minister of being good-looking, Drew Shannon. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys again next week.
What, do you trying to get out of a debt or something like that you owe me? Is that what this is? You're trying to compliment me? You still owe me $20.
Next week on the Cage Nation TV, does Albert Cameron pay Drew $20? Outlook is cloudy.